Level 1. Pool Laborer. You wedge yourself against the torn vinyl truck seat before sunrise. Beside stacked PVC pipe, you unwrap a foil-wrapped breakfast sandwich. You drag a borrowed shovel through wet grass at the curb. Above the growing pool hole, the excavator operator tears the lawn open with the bucket. You push a dented wheelbarrow loaded with gravel across the yard. Beside the senior installer, you sight down a wooden layout stake. You carry a PVC pipe bundle through the side gate beside the fence. Before the clean patio, you plant a mud-caked boot ankle deep. You reset the rusted rebar grid near the trench under the foreman's glare. With a shovel, you clear loose dirt from the skirm box. You pass fittings beside the trench from a purple primer can. Through a cracked car windshield, you peer toward the client's luxury SUV. You sweep concrete dust with a push broom after the crew leaves. Beside a soaked work glove drying on the curb, you eat lunch. You hold the folded landscape plan near the foreman by the patio. In the trench, you steady plumbing lines beside the torpedo level. You load cracked concrete slabs at the trailer until your arms shake. After the day ends, you stare at the gunite-dusted boot toe. You face a collapsed trench wall over buried plumbing after rain. Before anyone speaks, you claw mud with a bare, muddy hand. You take the orange inspection tag from the inspector beside the trench. Beneath a portable work light, you pull pipe from sludge. You open a creased paycheck envelope by the company truck, showing $3,500. After leaving wet boots, you trace the red sunburn line. You watch the foreman's clipboard during the client handshake beside the pool hole. Level 2. Apprentice Installer. You roll a toolbox from the truck beside the equipment pad. Under the foreman's measurements, you cut pipe lengths with a pipe cutter. You twist a glued elbow fitting beside the trench before lockup. Outside the shop, you tighten the ladder rack on your used pickup. You load valves from the warehouse cart at the warehouse. During the supply clerk's argument, you point to the salt system carton. You align the pool pump housing toward the unions on the pad. Before crossing town, you cinch a ratchet strap over pipe bundles. You steady the crane tag line beneath the fiberglass pool shell as the crane operator swings it over a roof. While neighbors crowd the sidewalks, you read tiny changes on the laser receiver. You answer calmly beside homeowner sunglasses under the suspended shell. With tape, you label each line on the valve manifold. You touch the embroidered company logo across your chest without mud. Beside the pad, you watch the pressure gauge for the faint hiss of leakage. You demonstrate the clear filter lid for the homeowner. During inspection, you watch the dropping gauge needle fail the pressure test. You slap the dirt-smeared pant leg beside the buried joint. Beside the inspector's red pen, you accept the overnight pressure demand. You uncover the leaking coupling from wet soil with careful digging. At the trench, you rebuild the failed section with a fresh repair sleeve. You open a white pay envelope showing $5,000 after technical work. On the garage shelf, you dock batteries in the charger. You feel every dry PVC seam before starting the pool pump. On the pad, you circle the repaired fitting with black marker. Level 3. Lead Installer. You spray fresh grass with the marking paint wand before arrivals. Besides stakes, string, and grade tools, you unlock the trailer padlock. You check the chrome toolbox latch on your diesel pickup at the curb. In dew-soaked grass, you review the plastic permit sleeve. You test the narrow underscore gate hinge along the fence for excavator access. During the operator's complaint, you stand by the scratched excavator track. You adjust the dig plan around the septic marker flag. At the property line, you direct placement of the orange safety fence roll. Drivers cycle dump truck tailgates as excavation forms and fencing overtake the yard. Beneath rising dirt piles, you uncover the buried patio chair leg. You set the laser-level tripod against the back door threshold. Beside workers, you mark the gravel delivery ticket for the incoming load. You face the homeowner's phone video near the torn-up yard. At the painted step outline, you point toward the finished entry. You compare pipe runs against the equipment pad form before trenching. Before plumbing drops, you correct trench depth with the depth rod. You grip the dust-streaked tablet case on site with muddy gloves. Before rebar unloading, you sign beside the concrete truck chute. You face the driver's delivery clipboard near the driveway over wait time. Before charges start, you reset workers around a steel form stake. You stack fittings at the rented house beside the driveway pipe pile. As calls keep buzzing, you eat by the cracked phone mount. You present the inspection badge path at the gate before the crew. Before concrete placement, you straighten the tilted skimmer throat. You order the correction redone beside a tossed work glove. As the client watches, pressurized water from the ruptured irrigation pipe floods the excavation. You signal from a muddy splash for the machine operator to back away. Near the broken sprinkler head, you absorb the homeowners shouting. You order sandbag stacks before the hole collapses further. Beside the shell location, you route water through the discharge hose. You cross out delivery times on the rain-speckled schedule sheet. By the truck, you accept a thick pay envelope showing $7,500. You scan the hole after dark with a headlamp beam. On the truck tailgate cable, you rebuild tomorrow's sequence by phone. You clip the heavy keyring onto your belt beside the trailer. For morning crew flow, you stretch fresh layout string across stakes. As machines, workers, gravel, and pipe move again, sunrise over dirt piles frames the site. Before the crew arrives, you line up the 4-call phone screen. Level 4, Side Job Contractor. You pull on a spare work shirt after the full installation shift. Across the pickup door, you smooth the branded door magnet. You check the enclosed trailer hitch behind the pickup under the load. Beneath the homeowner's kitchen window, you replace the rusted pump motor. You secure gray electrical conduit at the pad beside the new pump. During the homeowner's price argument, you hold the printed estimate. You brace the cartridge filter tank against your knees alone. On the passenger seat, you sort the invoice folder beside wrappers. You trace the blinking fault code on the heater control board. Before work, you plant a wire yard sign in the backyard. Under sunset work lights, you view the finished equipment pad beside glowing pool water. At the parts counter terminal, you meet the supplier's credit refusal. You unfold a cash wad to keep parts moving. On Saturday, you patch the chipped coping stone before kids swim. You match the vinyl patch strip against the liner under direct sun. At the kitchen table, you load the tablet website page for quoting. You park by the trailer side door like a tiny company yard. Before ordering equipment, you collect the deposit check for weekend work. You answer the licensing question by the fence-top coffee mug. At the bank, you fill a deposit slip showing $12,000. You photograph finished angles through the phone camera lens before leaving. After final payment gets refused, you face the crumpled inspiration printout. You squeeze the clenched truck key silently in the driveway. Beside the patio table invoice, you hear tiny difference complaints. You haul the loose hose coil away without the final check. At midnight, you spread the receipt pile across the kitchen counter. You draft the revised scope page with included and excluded lines. On the garage wall, you staple the unpaid invoice as warning. You open the logo invoice box beside the trailer. Before taking the next call, you sign the change order form. Level 5. Licensed Pool Contractor. You steer the full truck wrap into the contractor yard before sunrise. Outside the rented shop, you greet branded crew shirts with coffee. You survey pipe racks, pallets, and trailers behind the chain link gate. From map pins on the shop wall, you assign jobs. You explain the payment schedule page before the first shovel. At the counter, you revise the application under the permit stamp. You call subcontractors from the contact sheet in the truck lot. Between logo truck doors, you watch the excavator, dump trucks, shell, and street traffic line up. You time the shell delivery from the crane arrival ticket. Near the lawn, you contest extra charges over the clay-stained bucket tooth. You endorse the progress payment check before paying 2 crews. In the front lawn, you straighten the company yard sign. You coordinate the electrical trench flag before concrete blocks access. Inside the shop, you stock the metal storage shelf with booked materials. You sweep with the shop floor broom before finish selections. Beside payroll envelope stacks, you address the worker's timing complaint. You hear the accountant say the company brought in $50,000 this month. Under the yard sign, you find the abandoned tool belt. You stride across gravel in work boots while calling replacement crews. Beside the exposed pool shell edge, you absorb the homeowner's accusation. You log site checks in the dashboard mileage log between jobs. Around plumbing and electrical, you rebuild the revised job calendar. You tear the worn business card apart at the trash can. While the site stalls, you stare at the weathered logo panel. You write the backup subcontractor list beside the shop wall. Level 6. Custom Pool Builder. You wait at the security gate keypad for the design meeting. At the gated driveway, you slide from the leather truck seat. You study the tile sample wall inside the office under lights. Across the table, you present the large rendering screen to luxury clients. You mark alignment along the driveway with the architectural plan tube. During the designer's sightline argument, you trace landscape paper. You reset the elevation benchmark nail by inches for the view. Beside the shell, you approve the bent rebar arc. Gunite crews blast concrete through spray nozzles as hoses, dust, sparks, and workers surge. Over the half-built resort backyard, you secure a dusty air mask. You check the spa spillway form before gunite cures. At the driveway, you organize trades around the parking cones. You challenge the mason's refusal beside the crooked stone course. Against the misaligned stone edge, you tap the pointing trowel. You arrange premium finish samples at the stone conference table. For separate pool effects, you mark the lighting zone diagram. You demonstrate the smart control keypad for clients beside the cabana. At the bank, you file a deposit receipt recording $120,020. You compare plaster samples beside the tray during the dispute. By the water, you test the blue plaster chip for shade. You inspect the foam waterfall mock-up while workers wait. At dusk, you ignite bronze fire bowls as raised spa water spills into the pool. You study the color-coded wall calendar packed with custom builds. Beside the open control panel, you mediate the lighting scene failure. You replace the bad relay before the client returns. Across 3 luxury sites, you mark details on site boots. You hang the framed backyard photo in the office lobby. During the busiest week, you stare at the empty parking space. You confront crew rumors by the half-packed tool bag. During peak season crew losses, you read the resignation letter. At the slammed office door, you gather the remaining crew outside. You answer the workers' hard hat question with the whole yard listening. Under warehouse lights, you distribute the project folder stack to remaining leads. You build the laminated stage checklist for every custom phase. Beside the cold coffee cup, you revise marked plans overnight. Company drivers convoy between luxury sites while crews keep moving. For hires not started, you hang embroidered polo racks. You pin the manager role chart to the office wall. Level 7. Multi-crew owner. You inspect the wrapped trailer row beside the stacked warehouse. Under the drone, a sunrise fleet line splits toward neighborhoods as drivers leave. You pull keys from the handheld radio rack in operations. Before breakfast, you place dispatch board magnets for crews. You resolve the scheduling fight beside the skid steer key tag. So jobs keep moving, you redraw the regional route map. You reach the block shell delivery at the street barricade. Before 2 remaining site visits, you check the dashboard clock. You hear the homeowner demand delay answers beside folded arms. Into a visible revised sequence, you update the finish board. You review the plaster checklist with a manager at the second site. Beneath pumps, filters, pipe, and tile, you walk the pallet rack aisle. You challenge pricing on the supplier price sheet at the dock. During bulk negotiations, you point across the active build map. You meet the prospect at sunset beside the stone estate gate. In the luxury home, you study the SUV window reflection. You confront the skipped update beside the missing photo tablet. From the warehouse aisle, you call managers through the raised radio antenna. You check each trailer inventory tag along parked trailers. With critical parts, you standardize each labeled job bin. You hear the lender say $325,000 this month during the walkthrough. From the highway overpass rail, you watch trucks move 3 directions across the region. You handle the crew leader's quitting threat beside wet plaster boots. Because suppliers miss shipments, empty pump shelves stall pools needing pumps, heaters, and automation systems. To stop wrong substitutes, you shove the tipped warehouse cart upright. You field customers and supplier delays at the blinking phone bank. Beside the finished pool, you inspect the silent equipment pad. You hear the homeowner point at blue water by the unused lounge chair. On the priority allocation chart, you divide scarce gear. Beside the red priority sticker, you defend the parts decision. You scan the illuminated dispatch wall in operations at night. With managers, you walk beneath the forklift warning light. You sign the backup supplier contract at the loading dock. Above the warehouse noise, you climb the wooden pallet stack. Dusk work lights show active jobs reaching different stages at once. For every major construction phase, you study overlapping calendar strips. Outside warehouse doors, you assign manager truck keys to wrapped trucks. Before tomorrow's trucks roll out, you build the bottleneck tracking wall. Level 8. Luxury Backyard Developer. You enter beside the showroom tile wall and outdoor kitchen displays. On the glass table, you open the leather portfolio book. You pitch the estate concept board as a complete backyard environment. Beside the architect's scale ruler, you defend cabana placement. You walk with the builder's hard hat through active framing. Across the site, carpenters raise cabana timber frames among the pool shell, patio base, stone, and kitchen. You approve the flush stone joint beside the pool coping. Outside a gated estate, you park beside the matte SUV emblem. You test the lighting display panel in the showroom after dark. Across multiple luxury homes, you challenge the developer's finish binder. You present the night render print to defend premium materials. At the kitchen island, you mark the stainless grill insert location. You watch the showroom sales counter reach $850,000 during the event. Without delaying startup, you revise the irrigation redesign sheet. You program the automation scene tablet for synchronized resort lighting. With the scene control remote, you activate the backyard in stages. Along the infinity edge, lighting makes the waterline glow, while spa steam, fire, and cabana reflections shimmer. During the client handoff party, you lift a champagne flute. You handle a last-minute request beside the fire feature sketch. Beside the stone driveway fountain, you make the emergency call. You carry the airport carry-on toward another market before dawn. As your phone vibrates, you glance at the wedding ring. You face your spouse and emergency calls across the untouched dinner plate. Beside the restaurant valet stand, you calm the homeowner. You pack the overnight bag during peak season strain. In a hotel hallway, you hold the phone over patterned carpet. You hear the personal dependence question beside the manager's tablet case. Into a manager-led process, you convert the client handoff checklist. You observe the final walkthrough silently behind the manager clipboard. Around the showroom water wall, you host 3 couples. From above, you see finished backyards glowing like boutique resorts under neighborhood lights. Beside badges and receipts, you place the console family photo. You define the decision authority chart for managers. During the client question, you pass the smartphone to the manager. After the event, you lock the showroom door behind written systems. Level 9. Regional Pool Empire Owner. You roll the carry-on beside the airport boarding pass before sunrise. At arrivals, you grip the black SUV door handle. You tour the full-size display pool as clients browse finishes. Amid excavators, masons, and electricians, the crane operator lowers a spa shell. You walk beside regional manager vests, spotting next week's trade collisions. Beside the builder schedule board, you resist demands for faster delivery. You inspect the excavator lineup in the company yard. Across the market logo wall, you count cities under the brand. You read the wall-size project screen inside conference. Against signed builder contracts, you compare the capacity heat map. You cut discounts in the wealthy market beside sales director cufflinks. At dinner, you negotiate allocations over the supplier menu. Crews load floodlit truck yards across 3 cities under a drone. Beside the fleet, you hear the banker say $3 million a month. You inspect the final punch list card before client handoff. Beside the fire bowl, you adjust flame height with the gas valve key. You review the forwarded competitor email from a past client. At the empty desk, you pick up the abandoned company badge. You charge the phone from the rear seat charger between cities. At the opening, you cut the ribbon beside glowing displays. You read the poaching text message from the regional manager. Under the parking lot light pole, you call the legal team. A former manager attacks clients while a competitor yard sign appears. Beside crew leader work boots, you answer the pay question. You build the retention offer packet around growth and project bonuses. With the site visit itinerary, you steady managers before rumors spread. Mansion driveway convoys keep arriving across wealthy neighborhoods despite attacks. During the builder's test, you study the subdivision plat map. You sell from the warranty binder beyond design alone. On the conference map, you place colored territory pins defensively. You press the polished conference table before ordering expanded recruiting. You inspect standards between cones at the training yard. On newly purchased equipment, you examine the fresh excavator decal. You face the former manager's salesperson beside the rival business card. To win the builder meeting, you present the flagship project booklet. 3 city showroom montages glow while crews build beyond the horizon. Into the drawer of badges, you slide the old badge. You pin the regional dominance map with territory, talent, and reputation. Level 10. National Luxury Pool Brand. You pass the National Design Center sign as clients tour displays. Over headquarters display pools, a drone rises above staged trucks, trailers, and cranes. You board through the first-class boarding lane for a resort visit. On the plane, you review the printed travel itinerary. You guide the hotel group around the resort site model. Beside the contract, you defend the luxury water feature price. A crane operator lowers a massive shell from a red hook amid branded crews. Through the factory, you tour the conveyor line feeding shells and equipment. You review the national fleet row at the yard. At headquarters, you carry the deposit receipt confirming $12 million for the month. You review the multi-state operations map with leaders inside operations. Beside the president badge, you defend headquarters standards. You walk the showcase pool steps at your personal home. Across the water, firebowl reflections ripple while national crews finish projects. Branded gunite crews move across massive custom pools in different states. For clients across multiple states, you open the showroom sample drawer. You weigh guaranteed subdivision delivery beside the builder lanyard. As the brand's machine, you present the national capability deck. You inspect the commercial pool drain on the deck. From the temporary railing, you lift the unused safety harness. You face the inspector's pause order beside the shutdown notice. During the safety investigation, inspectors seal sites nationwide with accident tape. You enter the frozen job site beside the silent excavator bucket. Over the shutdown speaker, you hear regional leaders challenge the pauses. You rewrite the National Safety Manual with training and stop work authority. In the training yard, you observe crews at the rigging frame. You sign the safety order in front of managers. Across reopening sites, crews set restart flag lines as inspected crews return. For clients, you open the resort display cabana at headquarters. You answer the brand damage question beside the executive pen. From the active job site, you show the safety audit tablet. With the black duffel, you cross estate, resort, and builder meetings. You display old muddy boots near the headquarters office entry. Across multiple state markets, dispatchers send branded convoys for multi-yard fleet lines. You stand beneath private cabana lanterns in your showcase backyard. Across the country, crane operators lower shells, gunite crews spray, showrooms fill, and resort backyards glow. From the air, a nationwide empire shows trucks, crews, showrooms, machines, estates, and blue pools.